Hey everyone, Bobby D here. Thanks for checking back in over here at the BS Zone. Hey, as the title says, I'm going to talk a little bit about what is the most popular leader bike or superbike of 2023. So here we are, we're moving on, we're past the whole pandemic period, and you're shopping for a new bike. You want to get yourself on a leader bike. Couple different options you got going out there. You've got the Japanese market and you've got the Italian bikes. Well, hey, I'm here to tell you some of these bikes are, to no surprise, a little bit harder to find than others. I'm in Michigan, so I'm in the northeast, kind of Midwest region, you may say. But hey, I've got my feelers out. I'm constantly looking, chatting, talking with people, all over the place. United States and really even the world, some social media and stuff. So let's look at our options out there. So leader bikes, we've got the Suzuki GSX-R 1000. That's the old boy out there. Thing hasn't been updated much since what, 2017? Well, those bikes, hey, they're good bikes. They really are affordable, but they're just not out there. Prove me if I'm wrong, somebody chime in on the comments, but I'm just not seeing the latest model GSX-R 1000R or RR. They've got a couple different renditions too, but that bike, we're just not seeing a lot of those out there. That takes us on to the Honda, the new CBR 1000R. That one's got so many R's, I'm not even gonna get into them. They also make the standard CBR 1000R that we're kind of used to, that's a little bit more affordable. But that big boy that they make out there, their top bike, you're not seeing many of those either. I'm not sure if there's not many coming in. We're still dealing with pandemic supply issues coming from Asia, or if it's just the cost of that thing. But that CBR, we're not running across many of those out on the roads either. Takes us to the next one of the Japanese bikes, the Yamaha R1, the old cross-plane bike, right? Sounds all, wild, sounds like a V4. Little bit more expensive for that bike. Awesome technology on it. Numbers are down a little bit for the guys chasing that, but hell of a bike. But again, I'm not seeing a lot of those out there if you're cruising those sale ads from the last couple of years, because most of these bikes, the generations are, hey, let's be real, the last few years, there hasn't been a lot of changes since 21 or so. So let's move on. So the R1, yeah, let's get at that. Are you guys seeing those out there? That latest, newest R1, I believe it was 2020. They did a little bit of cosmetic updates and whatnot to it. Just not seeing many of those out there. Let's move on to the Italian stuff. The Ducatis, big money, big numbers. They've always been a little bit rare. RSV4, hey, that bike is picking up steam and popularity. Really great bike, but a supply network, dealer network, probably the smallest of any of them. I mean, you could really don't have to debate that one. A hell of a machine, but they've never been real popular because of some issues. Some people have reliability worries with those bikes. Some of them are founded, some of them are not. I think the bike's better now. I've owned one and loved it. But the dealer network, really small. So same as some of the Japanese bikes, not real common. So that's gonna take me to the next two, the BMW S1K. That bike has picked up popularity despite the price, and they offer a couple, the different models, that packages and stuff as well. The BMW S1K, hey, that bike is pretty popular. Cruising around social media, YouTube, you'll see a lot of content on the new BMW S1Ks, or at least the last few years, that last rendition. They did update that bike a little bit this year with the old wings and stuff like that. Leads me to the last one, and you guys know where I'm going with this. The Kawasaki ZX10R. This bike, without a doubt, moving into 2023 here, in my opinion, and what I'm seeing, hearing, observing on the streets, social media, and YouTube and everywhere else, is gotta be the most popular leader bike of 2023. You see a lot of new guys picking these bikes up, as their first leader bike, or guys moving on from other ones. The ZX10R, it's a package that is affordable, powerful, it's got the technology, the updates, the looks. This bike came out, the Gen 6 as we call it, in 2021. It's grown on people. At first, people were kind of standoffish about that front end on the bike, but now people are generally seem to be more in favor of it than questioning it. So this bike's been out 21 to 23. We've got 3 model years out. And hey, Kawasaki has done some things right. They really were not impacted a lot by some of the supply chain issues that those computer chip issues we had. They're one of the companies that offered this bike in the ABS and non-ABS, so they weren't held up when those ABS sensors and chips and things like that were, on delay, keeping some of the manufacturers from getting bikes to market. So, as I keep saying, anyway, as we move on into 23, I am seeing a lot of the 21s, not so many 22s. That's an odd, I don't know why, but 2023 all over the place. Hands down, most popular, most purchased, in my opinion, has got to be the ZX10R. The bike has got all kinds of features, it's packed with big numbers, and it stickers out. If you get the KRT, they charge a few more bucks. We could get into what the dealers are doing with tacking on freight and handling and assembly and some of that stuff. But in general, if you pick up one of the non-KRTs, the sticker price on these are under 18K, which is still a hell of a lot of money considering what bikes were just a few years ago. The KRT, I think they put on a few $100 onto it. But of the other leader bikes, the Kawasaki ZX10R is stickering in at the lowest number pretty much of the others. And well, those sticker prices generally we're seeing they're negotiable. What people are saying they're paying for these things usually is not that full pop. And they're working some of those fees that dealers are doing or stacking on to bring them down too. So hey, if you are in the market for a new leader bike or replacing your old one, don't forget to check out the Kawasaki ZX10R. I don't think you're going to be disappointed. I've got tons of content coming on this stuff. King of the Street says we're whipping this thing down with this one right here against some other stuff and keeping the content going. So check back in. It is finally street time and I've got content of this thing on the road. See you next time.